Good YouTube, it's Joey, and today we have our first Madden 22 news dropping. I'm back from vacation, so we're back on the grind on the YouTube. Like and subscribe, road to 400. But let's get straight into it. So they're dropping these gridiron notes, and they're giving us the first bit of information we need to know for Madden 22. So the cover is going to be Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes and Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady, as everyone knows. But let's give you the deep dive breakdown and give you my thoughts, someone else's thoughts on to maybe shape your opinion and give you a nice outlook on how we might be feeling about Madden. Now, this is just the beginning. If there is something you see in one of these and it's like, oh, they're not going to put this in, they might do it later. This is just the beginning. They have a lot more information to give out. They just gave the trailers showing gameplay. They're not going to go into the game itself and show you every little thing because that's not how trailers work. But they're adding more to the franchise. The yard face of the franchise is new, so we're going to get straight into it. I haven't really read these myself, so we're going to get my first take reaction to everything Madden 22. For franchise mode, they said, "We heard you. Not only is your feedback extremely important to us, but it also helps Madden NFL get better each year. Our development team worked tirelessly to incorporate highly requested updates to franchise in Madden NFL 22 that makes you feel more connected and in control." So here's what they actually added. There would be more detailed staff management and skill tree progression systems with comprehensive weekly game strategy that integrates into your game plan through the regular season and off season. New scenarios will keep things fresh as you weigh various risks and rewards. To make the right decisions for your teams. Plus, franchise will see improvements throughout the year via three live service updates. The first live service update is targeting to release on September and is one of the top requested features, player scouting. Keep an eye out for more gridiron notes as each live service update rolls in. So for franchise, more detailed staff management. This right now, there's only the head coach, the owner, and that's pretty much it. So you can probably expect. We don't know exactly how it's going to go. This is just the first day, but we can probably expect that with this staff management, you can have offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, and skill tree progressive systems. So, like for different players, I guess an offensive coordinator, for example. So, an offensive coordinator, for example, that has a game plan like Andy Reid kind of game plan with a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, it could kind of boost him, or like a Bruce Arians deep ball system, kind of be with a Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen type strong arm deep ball quarterback, or Russell Wilson could probably help those skill tree progressions increase faster. So it's kind of like you get to develop your players better. So this is good, and it kind of helps your game strategy. So I'm guessing this is where deeper coaches come in with the offensive game plan, like kind of an offensive coordinator with their own unique playbook, and you can kind of change your game plan, which is what happens in real life. You have the game plan for other teams, and this was missing in Madden. This was really not that good. Offensive and defensive game plans in Madden were missing. There was only the playbooks and the scheme fits, and it didn't really. It was the simulation. You kind of had to choose stuff that worked well with the simulation, and the simulation was all weird, and it wasn't all that great. So this is good that they're kind of upgrading this. And next, through the regular season and the off season, new scenarios. So the scenario engine was already in the game, but it was really basic. It was the same things over and over again, and it was really boring. Like, they would ask about development traits, which was stupid. It didn't really do anything. And then it was like deciding between rest and preparation Thursday night football. Like it was the same stuff. It was really boring. But the new scenarios will keep things fresh as you weigh various risks and rewards to make right decisions for your team. So this could mean different stuff with your players, I guess. Like if Odell Beckham is kind of coming back from an injury and you're like weighing in, oh, should I play him or not? I was kind of in the game already, but I could think of if a player is holding out for a higher contract, like what is that going to be like? Maybe there's some player holdouts now. Maybe a player there was this before, a player frustrated with their touches, but maybe they would hold out, or maybe you have to choose between two players. I don't know, but this is better that they're updating the scenario engine because it was really basic, it was really boring, it was really predictable. So that definitely needed an uplift. So the fixed Madden franchise movement definitely helped. And if EA keeps disappointing with franchise, we need to keep fighting back and keep backlashing if it sucks. If it's not, then good for them. But their franchise will see improvements throughout the year, throughout live service updates. So that's basically like they're going to update the game and more is going to be added to franchise. So September release, that could be beginning, middle, end. I would say towards the end because the game is probably most likely going to drop late August, like the last week of August. So the player scouting has been so bad. We need to know more details about their individual skills. It was really generic. It just had a grade for each thing. Like it was really generic. So it's not going to be there at launch, but within the first month, getting player scouting. And there's going to be more that they haven't told us this first day. So franchise overall is definitely getting a lot of attention. Franchise, in my opinion, is like the most important mode in the game other than play now with the teams, obviously, and just straight gameplay. Franchise is the backbone of the game. It's where you take your favorite team through a season. You can rebuild. You can play with online with friends. You can do fantasy drafts, and it's just been the same for a long time. And there's so many things that franchise could be, and it has not been. It just could be so much better. And now that EA Sports is actually putting effort and time into it, is good. So we need to keep pushing them to keep making franchise better and actually not have it literally a copy and paste because that's what it's been. But more skill trees, more new coordinators, new scenarios, more scouting. Like this is what needs to happen. So definitely a big win there. But for the yard, there's a new challenge-based solo campaign. So the yard is basically that backyard style football game where you can do the laterals and the reverses and all that crazy stuff in between the legs. You can now visit fields located on gorgeous beaches and beautiful mountain landscapes. So there's more areas. The yard was introduced last year and it kind of got stale because they didn't really add too much there to keep the mode fresh. But there's battle boss characters with unmatched NFL talents. So I guess like a quarterback that could literally make a 100-yard cross body behind the back. I don't know, something like that. Unlock new celebrations. So that's kind of like maybe new dances. So that's cool if you're casual. Plus, a new ranked mode can allow for competitive yard players out there to test their skills against one another and earn rewards. So definitely the biggest one here is the new ranked mode. In yard last year, there wasn't a ranked mode, so it's kind of you're playing to unlock the different abilities for all the different positions. And after that, it's like, but now that you can actually be competitive and play against others and see who's the best, it kind of gives you a reason to play the mode. And the solo campaign is good for the offline people, I'm assuming. It could be online, but the new locations and new boss talent, it's definitely a lot more with the yard this year. So that's definitely a W. So more to do in franchise, more to do in the yard. But don't get your hopes too up yet if they're saying all this, but you don't know if it's going to work properly. So we have to hope it works properly. But Face of the Franchise United Reprise. Now, this is the one I have not read yet, and I am really, really nervous right now because I love Face of the Franchise. Please be good. Don't let me down, EA Sports. All right. Face of the Franchise returns, and this time with more customization. The mode lets you shape your story as quarterback, wide receiver, running back, or first time ever a linebacker. Okay. So you can be a linebacker too. So it's quarterback, wide receiver, running back, which was in last year's Madden game. But it's disappointing they only added linebacker. Like I was wishing they added like cornerback, um, like that safety. I mean, being an offensive lineman, it's pretty stale. Like defensive lineman, not many people would want to do that. So linebacker makes sense. I just wish they added cornerback though, or safety, defensive back in general. But that's cool. They did add linebackers, so it's better than last year. But hopefully the story doesn't suck. Last year the story sucked, and it skipped over your career a lot, and it was really bad. But you'll start prepping for the NFL and experiencing flashbacks to your most pivotal college football moments. Oh, then you'll take the stage on draft day and begin the once-in-a-lifetime NFL journey, playing every game of your rookie season, rising to the top based on all the choices you make. Okay, so it looks like this year you're not going to start in high school. You're going to start in the prepping for the NFL and experiencing flashbacks. So does that mean you like play your most important college football moments? It kind of seems like it's not the superstar mode, but they're kind of getting you straight to the NFL, which honestly, if the story mode wasn't so boring and it was on rookie mode like last year, like if they made the where you can change the difficulty on the story mode last year and the decisions, the story was so predetermined. Like if you made a decision, it would come out as the same outcome. It was pretty dumb. Um, but I mean, that's interesting. I don't know how to feel, but playing every game of your rookie season, that's good. You should have the choice if you want to simulate or play all the games. I mean, I get it. You don't want to sit there and play every single game all the time, but like just simming through your whole career like last year, kind of barely playing any of it, and it was all predetermined. It was really dumb. But an all-new player class and progression system also lets you choose your skills, ratings, and unique attributes with more customization options to craft your avatar. So that is great news. Last year, you couldn't really customize as much, so new customization allows more freedom, so that's definitely good. And you can also level up this year by sharing progression between the yard and all new face of the franchise, Unite We Rise, so you never miss a beat. So it looks like the yard and face of the franchise is going to be sharing progression. So basically you're going to have your own player, kind of like this Madden, but they're all connected. So that's interesting. I guess you can take your guy online, which is really fire. Like kind of like in 2K, where you go to the career mode and you play through the story and you go to your NBA. It's kind of like you can take your guy to the park. This is what they're trying to do here. It's not going to be, probably not going to be as deep as 2K, but hey, that's a step up. Face of the franchise, you can be a linebacker now. And if it allows you for more customization, the only thing I don't know about is the story and the scenarios. But I'd say this is all a W so far. It's going to be a better game than 21. I just have that feeling. Does that mean it's going to be a good game? I don't know. I hope so. But Superstar KO is back again in Madden NFL 22 with co-op eliminator mode. Oh, that's interesting. Last year they added the endless run, but co-op eliminator mode. You'll be able to play quick games in unique stadiums with fan favorite house rules and icons of football culture. Authentic NFL teams, various stadiums, and rosters will also be available for the first time. Um, so quick games in unique stadiums, fan favorite house rules. I'm assuming that's from the fans. We don't know what kind of rules that is, but that could be with the time, the possession, the score. So that makes for better twist and not the same thing all the time. And then authentic NFL teams. And more stadiums and rosters will be available for the first time. So I guess it's not drafting, anymore. I guess you can pick between teams. So that's interesting. More players, more places to play, more variation. So not the same old superstar KO. So you'd like to see that. Definitely get the players in and be like, ooh, this is something new. So as long as the gameplay doesn't suck. But here is the dynamic gameplay. So we're gonna react to this first because this is important. The gameplay outside of the game modes is more important. That's how the game runs. This is a nice screenshot here. I like the graphics there. But for the first time ever, you can experience dynamic gameplay, a new feature that will impact gameplay across every mode in this year's game, making the thrills and unpredictability of the NFL come to life. So that's interesting. Star-driven AI in game day atmosphere. Okay, I like that they're making the crowd more incorporated into the game because the crowd has been so flat. Before the coronavirus, the crowd was so important to the game. When you're an away team and the home team's defense is on the field and the fans are just going screaming at the top of their lungs, it really adds the atmosphere and changes the game. So that's interesting. Combining the power of next-gen technology, oh man, that means like for PS4 players like myself that can't get a next-gen console, that's going to be tough for us. But hey, if you get a PS5 one day, hopefully. But enhanced AI helps deliver the most emotionally driven and interactive gameplay yet. So that's good news. The game seemed flat and stale for so long, but we haven't seen the game yet. So what they're saying is good. We just don't know how it'll play out. Star-driven AI and game day atmosphere. Every team and player you know and love will be more true to life with next-gen stats. They introduced next-gen stats on the next-gen console last year, and it was basically the same thing. It wasn't really anything. People were really upset. It wasn't all that great, but it's going to change AI behavior. AI behavior has been stale and predictable for so long, and it's been unrealistic. But changing it, maybe it makes it more realistic and more variety. Hopefully, who knows? But team tendencies based on real world data and over the course of the NFL season. So that means when you're doing simulations, the stats are more realistic. And when you watch the games, I guess that will be more realistic. When you're playing against the AI, hopefully that's more realistic. But with redesign next gen player movement 2.0, so players will blitz, scramble, and break tackles during gameplay based on the real world next gen stats data. So they're trying to hook it to real life through next gen stats, which didn't really work that well last year, but hopefully they improved it this year. But scrambling, broken tackles, blitzing, it didn't happen as much during the regular AI thing. So now hopefully that improves. Game day atmosphere is also bringing real NFL game scenarios. So that means experience the impact of spontaneous moments that could change the outcome of the game in a split second, all based on unique atmospheres and environments of the stadium. with each stadium housing a unique home field advantage game modifier. Ooh, that's interesting. You'll be able to shift momentum in or out of your favor during high stakes moments. That's interesting. So, new crowd animations, I saw that. On field reactions and celebrations that bring the world real emotion to game day life. Hopefully, they have a lot of these animations, not just one or two that become repetitive. So, here's some screenshots. There's all the access. Data. Um, here's all this. Madden 22 in August. More in-depth look at things through Madden All Access. So that's something. But here's some screenshots. There's digs on Kevin King. That's painful. But this right here, this is pretty good graphics. Um, Here you have Tom Brady, JPP, all the fans there. Um, that's good graphics, I'd say. Kevin King on Stephon Diggs. Yeah, the graphics are definitely better, but next gen game might be better than current gen. It's gonna be two different type of games. In my eyes, that's what I'm thinking. But here's Justin Fields. Wow, that is a pretty shot of him. And then the United States flag on top of that. So that is interesting there. We'll watch the trailer. So let's see this trailer, react to it, and then that will be the video there. We've reacted to everything else, the notes, so let's watch the trailer. All right. There's the new crowd animation. See, like, I guess there's a new social media thing too in franchise with the pictures. I guess that's kind of what they do in 2K. So that's interesting. There's Pitts, Ramsey, Brady. The graphics look better. I think this one up here though is from Madden 21 on Derrick Henry. But graphics look good so far. But the TikTok "Oh no no no" song's kind of annoying though. Oh, there's Kyler Murray. It's nice. Stephon Diggs. Real life happens. That's the next gen stats. There's Stafford. Intercepted by Jeff Okuda. That's funny. Yeah, the graphics definitely look good though. Oh, wait. This is important right here. Let's pause this right here. So look. This is passing game, running game. Up here with Bruce Arians, there's the passing game, running game thing. Uh, so that's a press conference at the upper left. Um, there's a Matt Nagy thing with the offensive scheme, defensive scheme, offensive playbook, defensive playbook, and then it says like the roster scheme fit. I think that was in there, but there's talent trees. So there's like a secret remedy, increase XP gains. So that's kind of like in other games. There's that. And then there's a blitz counter, run inside, run outside, um, game game planning in game. And then it shows the pros and cons. There's like a Levante David blocker awareness, a blitz, and then like that. And then down here, there's managed player health. So there's practice intensity. There's full pads and then no full pads. So then you can choose if you want your starters in practice or not, if they're dealing with injuries. And then the staff management, there's like Matt Nagy that has a staff goal. And then there's the talent focus. So that depends on your team where you need the talent there. You can fire them, select game day goal, view talent tree. And then there's offensive and defensive coordinators. So that is definitely good. So you'll love to see that decision making happen. So that is important right there. And then there's more right here. There's members and franchise. So there's, oh, they, of course they have to do this. So can I pause this at a good time? So yeah, there's more game planning. Up here, there's defensive game plan focus, so you can contain QB scramble, like Lamar Jackson. You can contain that QB scramble right there. And then you can defend deep pass, defend medium pass, defend short pass, and then defend outside run. So that is definitely interesting. Good ad there. And then there's members down here. I don't know what that means. And then there's the offensive game plans and schemes. And then, yeah, so that's more game planning. And then here's the crowd. I like that. I like that. I like that. That's good. I like the crowd intensity. Here, but this is the same. One more throw for Brady. They're just hype. This is just hyping it. Yeah, there's the added celebrations, and it's Mahomes and Brady on the cover, as we could have expected. Game day happens here. So that was the trailer. So they basically got the game plans. If you're playing against Lamar Jackson, you can kind of say like, oh, contain quarterback run, or if they're running short, then you can say run it short, or defend the run short, defend the run outside, defend the deep pass. So that's interesting. And then there's the skill trees, and then if your player's injured, you can manage them in practice. You can manage practice in full pads, no pads. And then there's offensive and defensive coordinators. There's all the new game plans. So that is all interesting stuff. So there's a lot more to to learn about this. This was just the first day. Next gen stats are definitely a big thing, but I don't know how it's going to work on current gen. But the added fans and that is also cool. So franchise getting more boosts. The yard getting more boosts, face of the franchise. So every mode is going to be improved. It's not going to be, at least it's not copy and paste. Now the gameplay, we'll have to wait on that, see what works, see what not works, but hopefully that's good. Hopefully they keep updating the playbooks and the X factors. They did not do that last year. And hopefully the game just runs smoother, runs better, and the gameplay works, and these features do not disappoint. So that is going to do it for this video. That is the first day of news that breaks down. I'm currently trying to play a beta for Madden. I'm not supposed to show you guys the gameplay, so I can't do that. I won't do that. But I can tell you guys what I experienced on the beta without showing you the gameplay. So that is basically it. Thank you all so much for watching. The code did not work. I may be able to play it. I may not be able to. So we'll see. I'm trying to get another code, and they're trying to fix the code. So they haven't responded yet, but we'll see. But thank you all so much for watching. See you in the next one. Madden 22. Hopefully it's a good game. Peace.